Here we go in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. What is up, everybody? Thank you for joining us here on the Welcome Home Podcast. I'm your host, Dave Cigar. I'm joined by co-host Q.
What it do, y'all? What it do?
And in today's episode, I tell you what, Q, it's been a wild week. I can't say it's been a wild past 24 hours. It's been a wild 48 hours. It's been a wild 72 hours. It has just been a long, wild, and crazy week. U.S. finally, South Carolina and the Board of Trustees have announced the hirings, the long-time hirings that we've been waiting for quite a while now, and that is offensive coordinator Kendall Briles, offensive lineman coach Randy Clements, and finally running back coach Stan Drayton. And cute, the guys, I think just about everybody's here now, if I'm not mistaken. Everybody's officially here and accounted for the big press conference tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So finally, it's done, Q. It's done. We can all breathe normal, and everybody can breathe normal and calm down.
I mean, it could have been worse.
Yeah.
It could have been worse.
Yeah,
worse. I've seen worse. Yeah, man, this is great. If you remember, FG, I had to go back because I was like, bro, is this full circle? If you remember, when we first initially talked about this, that was the name I kept bringing up was Kendall Briles. And I had to go back a couple episodes and look, and I was like, well, dag blame, bro. I mean, shout out to my sources, bro. I got to give some shout outs here, bro. You guys are on point. But Kendall was always a name that kept getting brought up. There were some names that kind of was pushed a little towards the front, but I think Shane got kind of smart. And I got to give credit where credit's due. Shane really did this process pretty daggum well, if I do say so myself. When you're thinking through the situation and you're thinking about, all right, I have this situation where I'm honestly, I got to get an offense coordinator. You got so many schools looking for a head coach. And when I say so many schools, this might be the sickest coaching carousel I've ever witnessed in my entire existence on this earth. Like, this is some PUD sickening crap that's going on around here. And the crazy part is it's not done yet. And if things go as I have been told, the school that's going to get left high and dry, one, they deserve it. But two, if it happens, I'm going to cry laughing for 40 days and 40 nights.
I got to tell you, Q, this is it's funny. I mean, Lane Kiffin obviously was the headline until 24 hours ago, honestly, at this point, just about where Lane Kiffin is no longer the headline and Sherrone Moore is, which, by the way, give our sources credit. I mean, we've known about this Sherrone Moore situation for quite a while now. And it's
months, bro.
It's official. It's official. Sherrone Moore fired out of Michigan after not being a family man. Before, you know what I mean? Not doing what you're supposed to. And I got nothing for you on that.
I think the biggest thing on the situation is they waited so long because they've been sitting on this for months. I'll say this. It's no shocker on my end, especially from what I was told, because I had told FG about this probably October. I think it was October. I mentioned something about it. And if you kind of follow where Julian Walker was visiting a lot, it was starting around the time that like the rumor kind of got out, which that's where I fault Michigan. So when you're looking at the situation at hand, to be like quite honest with everyone that's here, Michigan kind of screwed themselves because that got leaked out, and it got leaked out to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people it got leaked out to. Like, I should not have known about this in October. Should not have. Should not have. And so, with that being said, I am not. I don't want to put this. I'm also don't feel bad for them because, I mean, Sherrone Moore screwed himself up. But I do want to put this tidbit out there. This did play a role in Julian Walker's recruitment. This played a huge role. Them going up there on that Sunday was to get clarification on the situation. And as you can tell, they were lied to because they were told this situation was not this was not a non-factor. Like, he was still going to be there regardless of the outcome of the Ohio State game, and clearly it was a lie.
Well, recruits were straight up flat out lied to because Jordan Young, one of the guys that committed to Michigan, was straight up flabbergasted because this obviously has been a rumor for quite a while, last few months, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could tell via social media, Twitter, Instagram, whatever it was, that he was shocked. So right now, here's the thing. People are asking, this is why it ties back into South Carolina. Julian Walker obviously flips from Michigan to South Carolina. Great relationship with Carter Meadows, which, by the way, Carter Meadows, South Carolina, were a thing.
And he has talked to them. Like,
yes,
within the last 24 hours, Meadows has been in contact with Carolina.
And Travis Johnson, another guy potentially maybe going to Virginia Tech to follow, Franklin. I don't know. But here's the thing. These kids can ask for a release after what happened. So even though they signed National Signing Day, that doesn't matter. They can still ask.
So whoever was in compliance there is absolutely dumb because no matter what the circumstances were, you could lie to the kids and then do it right after. It didn't matter because they can still get released from their letter of intent, as you saw with the tight end. Conflicting to what, once again, other people have said. All I can tell you is, without a shadow of a doubt, I know Meadows and Carolina have talked. I don't know the extent of the conversation. I don't know if Meadows was just calling around to talk to different coaches and say, hey, I am possibly opening back up, or hey, I want to see how this plays out. But if it doesn't play out the way I like it, there's a chance I get it. I don't know the details of that. I do know he definitely made phone calls because we were not the only school that he made phone calls to. Ohio State was another school I have been told he has made a phone call to. I have also been told Meadows has looked around the DMV area. I know Matt Campbell has reached out to him, but I don't know if that was a returned phone call. But I do know that has happened. So not just that portion of it, but you also need to look at the situation of the players on that team. So there's a lot of decisions that have to be made, not only because of players, but you don't know what coaches are going to still be there.
Right.
You don't know how that's going to play out. And I personally think it's going to be a very difficult situation for them.
Here's my thing, too. Manuel Ward, the AD for Michigan, which, by the way, that is one of the guys that kept South Carolina in the playoff. By the way, that is one of the guys that kept South Carolina in the playoff last year. By the way, that is one of the guys that left South Carolina out of the playoffs last year, the head man, the chair, that has let all this happen under his watch at Michigan, by the way. He should be out of a job tomorrow. He should be out of the playoff committee tonight. This guy should not be holding a job anymore. That is ridiculous. Absolutely insanity that this is going on under his watch. Not once, but twice. The whole thing with Connor Stallions, Jim Harbaugh, and now this.
I mean, he's still got Juwan Howell's situation, too.
And Juwan Howell. I even forgot about that part. With
Juwan Howard. So
I don't exactly.
I don't know. I don't know what it's going to look at. I don't know what it's going to look like. But this is what I will say, pertaining back to South Carolina. I think you guys have got to make a smarter look and a smarter thought process on why we tell y'all every time, all the time, you would rather have your head coach sitting there doing what needs to be done to fix your program than be in that predicament. Y'all may hate Shane Beamer. You may hate how he does press conferences. You may hate how he coaches. You may hate a lot of things. You may think he crybaby. Whatever the case may be, one thing for certain, two things for sure, he will never embarrass his program like that. Will never embarrass his program like that. He will never embarrass his family like that. He will never embarrass himself like that.
Sure.
You need to be thankful for that, man.
Yeah, because I
You need to be
mean,
thankful for
I
that.
think at the end of the day, right now, Michigan is a true laughing stock. And obviously, we're not here to talk Michigan football and all
Yeah.
this, but it's one of the things that we did have to bring up. Now,
Yes.
obviously, with South Carolina, let's go ahead and get into it, man. Kendall Briles, is officially at South Carolina now after the long talk, the long wait. And I mean, Q, the contracts, they're officially out. The Board of Trustees announced it today, as I'm about to talk about it right now for South Carolina. Kendall Briles, the 3-year, $2 million, 3-year, $2 million in year one, 2.1 in year two, and then 2.2 in year three. Stan Drayden, 3 years, 775,000 annually, and then Randy Clements, offensive line coach, 2 years, $725,000 annually. So everybody expected, for the most part, that Kendall Briles, to get him to South Carolina, it was going to start with a 2. You weren't going to get him at a 1 or anything like that. It was going to have to start at a 2. Well, you got him to South Carolina, and I mean, the resume speaks for itself. I mean, despite what TCU fans want to say, I mean, sorry, Sonny Dykes has got something to do with that, the way the offense doesn't perform. Just like my thoughts with Garrett Riley at Clemson. I mean, I think Garrett Riley could perform better if Dabo Swinney didn't have his hands all up in that offense. I mean, that's just quite the facts. It's just straight facts. I've had assistant coaches say that, right?
Agreed.
Off the record. Okay, so
also first SEC opponent will be week 3, Mississippi State at home.
There we go.
September 19th, Mississippi State. Guys, Mississippi
sounds like
State.
So the schedule's slowly starting to slip out. Obviously, yes. South Carolina, Miami's not a thing anymore, so you replaced with what? Kent State
and right? Townsend. Kent State and Townsend the first 2 weeks, and then Mississippi State is week 3. But yeah, I think these are 3 great hires. I think Kendall Briles will be the excitement for Kendall Briles really runs more so because he's excited that he gets his chance to just run his offense the way he wants to run it. I think it's beautiful. I think it's great. If Shane leaves him alone, which by all accounts I've been told Shane's going to leave him alone. With Shane leaving him alone and letting him do what he needs to do, this is going to be beautiful. I think that is a big ordeal right there. I think that's the big ordeal. And then you bring your offensive line coach. So pairing your offensive line coach with your OC, who they've worked together for years, I think that's going to be a beautiful sight that we haven't had under Shane. So I think that's going to be a beautiful thing. And then bringing a very experienced running back coach who's known across from sea to shining sea, is known as a running backs coach. I think this is going to be beautiful.
I think, and we'll obviously talk about each coach in depth here. Let's start with Kendall Briles. Obviously, the last 3 seasons at TCU ranked under 50. I mean, ranked under 50, but had the ranked 50 or under when it came to national offense. So you're looking at
pause real quick. Alabama, we're going to Alabama September 26th. Alabama is September 26th.
September 26th, going back to Tuscaloosa. But TCU was ranked 40th, 25th, and 43rd nationally in scoring offense over the past 3 seasons. And here's the thing. They never averaged fewer than 30 points a game. Never. On offense.
It's huge. That's huge.
I'm just saying. And when you had TCU fans complain about throwing slants on third downs, like, are you kidding me? A slant on a third down? Can I get an amen on that? I would love to see a slant on the third down.
I agree.
Instead of 3rd and 9.
I think just moving. You gotta. I mean, you just need to move. The point of this is production. That's what you have to look at is production. Last year they didn't have the quarterback they needed to run the ball effectively, so they passed it a lot, and they passed a ton, bro. And they put up some numbers through the passing game. You got to kind of just take what you can get, and you go from there, bro. I mean, that's all I can say to that. You got to take what you can get and go from there. You have to, because right now your biggest bet, and I'm telling you this as someone who has went back, watched some of this Briles offense. Your best bet is to get your playmakers in open space. You have them in Jaden Sellers, Mazeo Bennett, Rodriguez Jacobs. You have your playmakers that can make that. Sequel Patterson is also a playmaker that can make those things happen. Matthew Fuller, Juwan Howell, you have the guys to make plays. The question becomes, how do you get them in space? Well, that's where Briles comes in. Briles wants his playmakers in space. And one thing's for certain, 2 things for sure. When you get your guys in space, things happen. So how are we going to get our guys in space? What does that look like? How do we make this happen? And that's where we are, folks. That's what keeping the main thing. We want our playmakers in space. We want plays to happen. The development that Mike Fury does with the wide receivers should show you that Browns will have an elite talent of wide receivers to do that. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this one more again. We do not need the transfer portal for wide receivers. We need to play with who we have. You have Murph. Gidron will come off a redshirt season. Lex Cyrus will come off a redshirt season. Malik Clark will come off a redshirt season. You have players on there. Mazio Bennett. You have Davis. You have Harbor. You have Sellers. You have a lot of playmakers. Get them the ball. It's no need for the two tight end set with all the playmakers we have.
And here's the thing. With Kendall Briles, he runs his offense through the playmakers that he has. He doesn't run through the scheme like what Shula was doing. He runs through the playmakers that he has, and he uses two of the strengths of his playmakers that he has to make those plays. And here's the thing. You kept, brought up Mazio Bennett, and there's people out there that think he's gone. I can tell you for a fact right now, he's not gone as of this moment. He's not gone. They have not made the decision yet. I got that update yesterday, straight from the source. So
I've been told he wants to sit down and talk to Browse. I've heard he wants to sit down and talk to Browse.
They want to reassess the situation because here's the thing. Mazio Sr., he played football. He's very smart, right? That whole family, they're very smart. They know what they're doing, okay, when it comes to athletics and everything else, right? So here's the thing. They know that this Shula offense is the way things went last year, and they didn't go the way they needed to. Mm-hmm. They're smarter than that. They know for fact. And that goes for a lot of guys. Will Kendall Briles keep your playmakers home? Absolutely. Looking at you, Mazio Bennett, Nick Harbor, right? Lenore Sellers. If Lenore doesn't go to the NFL, guess what? He's returning to South Carolina. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Mm-hmm. I've said this many, many, many times. Mm-hmm. So I mean,
as of today, after I've talked with people, as of yesterday, that I talked to someone, I've heard he's coming back. I've heard he's looking at coming back. He has known about the Browse situation for a while. They had some things they had to tweak out and play, but he's talked to Browse. I want it to be known. Sellers has had a discussion with Browse. Actually, multiple discussions, but the discussion of how he will be used in the system, he has had that discussion with Browse. And it was a productive discussion from what I was told, and I have been told Sellers likes what he hears and what he's seen. It's not just about the KJ Jefferson situation because Sellers can get the ball out and he can make the shots down the field that KJ Jefferson could not make. Sure. He is fully prepared and ready to play ball with Kendall Briles' system. And he understands I got to be locked in hand and foot with my offensive coordinator this offseason, which that did not happen last offseason, but I believe that will happen this offseason.
And here's the thing, too. His resume, Kendall Briles' resume when it comes to developing
speaks for itself, bro. Especially his resume when he doesn't have to be under someone who wants to have some control of the offense. Mm-hmm. At Arkansas, Sam Pittman let him do his thing. Mm-hmm. That was Sam Pittman's. That's why I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm shocked Arkansas fans jumped the gun like that, bro. I think another year with Petrino and they would have fixed their defense. That would have been a dangerous team.
Yeah, you know how that goes.
So yeah, I get
how that goes.
I'm happy about the in-lock with Browse and with the O-line coach Clements. Absolutely. I think that's huge. I cannot wait for him to get a hold of this offensive line. I know what he wants because he wants physicality. He wants to line up, run it down your throat. And I know Browse wants to establish the run. So I want to see what happens when you're trying to establish the run. I think that's going to be huge. So let's see what happens when it comes to that. So that's going to be good. And like I said, running back, hey, man, I would not be shocked if we have an 800 to 1,000-yard run next year. Would not be shocked.
Hey, here's the thing. Stan Drayton, he's been doing this for a while, obviously, right? His resume is ridiculous. He's no spring chicken. And I mean, that does give us, some kind of, Q and I, we've talked about this a few times and we can go ahead and bring this on air, but it's like, obviously back in the mid 2000s, right? The early 2010s and all and whatnot. I mean, his resume is ridiculous. I mean, especially on the recruiting side of things. Obviously, Cam Newton, Mike Maurice Pouncey, Bijan Robinson, right? You see what he's doing in the league right now, and he's one of the most talked about backs in the league. And he got to that point because of Drayton, and so it just comes down to this. Q obviously is with South Carolina, obviously with Blackwell, the Gamecocks were not able to get much from him. For one, never being on time for meetings, it seemed like, not really being bought in. And I've told my account with him and how things went, and it just wasn't seem like he was truly there for South Carolina, right? So if you get a guy
that's his thing, though. That's his MO when it comes to.
Well, and it is. It was prior. Yeah, that's what it was. But with Drayton, if you get any more of a guy that wants to buy in, that actually goes to meetings on time, which he will, because I mean he's been doing this for a while, he gets it. You just got to find the recruiting side of things with him, and that's the only kind of question mark with me is where he's at with recruiting. That's my only thing in the NIL era.
Oh, October 3rd, Kentucky at South Carolina. Kentucky will be at South Carolina.
There you go. So the Wildcats come to South Carolina on October 3rd. And that's my only concern, though. It's just what is recruiting going to look like NIL with Stan Drayton? That's my only concern.
I can't wait to see. I'm intrigued to see. What happens. He brings in a couple backs. I'm intrigued to see how this plays out. I think he'll be good. I think he wants to prove a point, and he'll be able to.
Yeah. There's a lot going on there, quite frankly.
And it's more stable than people understand. Like, I get 2026 is an important year, but I will say this. I think you guys have got to understand and know this is a more stable situation than it was at Penn State, than anywhere that he's been in a while. This is a more stable situation, and he understands that as well. And I think Browse understands that as well. Browse knows, like, a successful offense can save this bad boy. And a successful offense with a Clayton White defense can save this bad boy. And so that's the biggest thing Carolina fans have got to understand.
Yeah, no, I do agree. I mean, obviously, you bring up the name Clayton White. I mean, he was floated around with a Tennessee article this past week, which that was never going to happen. I mean, I don't understand why he was even.
He don't want his defense is not complement to that offense.
It's not. So, I mean, obviously, you have a Clayton White returning, Sterling Lucas, Torian Gray, and all of them. You bring back your heavy hitters, and that's where it's at. You bring back your heavy hitters, and you add these three guys that have experience on D1, experience in the SEC, experience in the Power Four, and that's what fans wanted, right? You guys got sick of having D2 guys come in, or G5, right?
Week six, South Carolina heads to Gainesville. To Gainesville. That's October 10th, if I'm not mistaken. That's the October 10th date. South Carolina heads to Gainesville.
It's been a long time since South Carolina went to Florida.
Absolutely.
In the swamp. Been a while. Been a while since South Carolina's been to the swamp. So that'll be interesting, right? That'll be interesting. But you get the guys that you want. You get experience. This is what fans have been screaming for. Well, you get what you got now. You have it. So you need to be happy. You need to be happy for what you have, the experience that you have. Because if Shane's going to right the ship, and we've said many times that he can if he got the right staff underneath him, and I do believe that South Carolina's got it right now. Yeah, I feel like South Carolina has found a way to put this together, and I think Shane has done this offseason. Obviously, we need to see where the portal goes, of course, right? We'll see what that happens with that.
I agree.
Not as far as players leaving, but as far as who we're bringing in, because where you need to replace, right? Jalen Kilgore, Brandon Cisse, both declared for the NFL today. You got to replace that.
I do think so. I mean, like I've heard, Bakari's playing. Judge Carter should be back. Those are two names I've heard that should be back. I'm curious. Who else will come back. I want to see who else comes back.
I think mainly, Gabriel Brindler-Dindy. I think he'll be back. Obviously, Monkel Goodwine, I believe, is out of eligibility, so he'll be gone. Brian Thomas Jr. is out of eligibility as well. But you got to remember, I mean, South Carolina brought in Jaylen Brown last year from the portal towards ACL, I believe, meniscus, whatever it was. He'll be back. You'll get a full healthy with him. You'll get Caleb Williams finally. He'll be healthy, right? Christian Ingram, guys like that. And, I mean, maybe George Wilson. You don't know what's going on.
October 24th, folks. Tennessee comes to Carolina. October 24th. Tennessee comes to Carolina. I will be in the building for that game. I will 110%. We will probably host a tailgate for that one. Yeah, we're gonna host a tailgate on the 20th. Folks, go ahead and write it down. Welcome on Pod. We'll do tailgate. That's going to be the one. We're going to go. We're going to do the Tennessee one, October 24th, folks.
I like it.
October 24th, we're going to do that. And then the following week, October, I think that's the 30th. Was it? No, 31st? 31st probably. We play at Oklahoma. We'll be back in Norman. We'll be back in Norman.
Back in Norman to end October. So, yes. I mean, look, we obviously will assess this, in the off season, have a better idea where things are at because you've got a lot of people that are going to return, a lot of players that aren't. So you don't know the status of what's going to happen in Florida with DJ Lagway and all this other stuff. So, I mean, there's a lot of moving parts.
Agreed.
Right now.
Agreed.
In this off season.
I agree with that. And I will say this. If we keep the main thing, and we bring back the experience that we got last year, I think David Boosie was huge getting experience last year. I think the Vicari Swain emergence was huge. Getting Judge Collier back healthy as a full year healthy. Getting Nick Harbor back to get another year because I don't think y'all understand. That man had 600 yards this year. He is that close to that 1,000-yard mark.
By the way, he had more yards than Ryan Williams from Alabama. More yards and touchdowns.
All I'm saying, if you get the key guys back, the Jaylen Brown, you return Dindy, you get an experienced Fred Johnson now for a first year that he's got to play. Justin O, you have to have Justin O back. You got to have Justin O back. I can't emphasize enough how important Justin O is to be back next year. We need Justin O back. And you continue to build. I think a big year from Gerald Kilgore is on the horizon. I do believe this is going to be the year we finally get to see Zandy. I do believe we finally get to see I know he's been hurt, but God, that kid can play.
Lord bless it. He
deserves
it. That green light.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing what Leach is able to do. Look forward to seeing what Kelvin Hunter is able to do. I'm praying we get to see Julius Solomon. I'm telling you, the talent is freaking there with that kid. And then you got the talent emerging in. Let me explain something to y'all. Barnes and Currents and Johnson are going to be big-time problems to go along with Lewis. Those four guys are probably going to play next year. If I was a betting man, they're probably going to play. Those guys are bringing a different attitude. That's like the 2010 attitude that's about to enter back into Carolina football.
Yeah.
Tristan Lewis grew up exactly where DJ Swearinger grew up. And Tristan Lewis has the same demeanor that DJ Swearinger has. Currents is DJ Swearinger with a freaking quarterback background. The kid can flat out play. And Koski Barnes from North Carolina. Let me explain something to y'all. That is our next lockdown corner. Let's enjoy these next 3 years. Because after that third year, there is no doubt in my mind that we are losing him to the NFL draft. That kid can flat out play. He has every intangible that you need to be a cornerback. And I do not foresee him not being in that rotation come time to play Kent State on September 5th. That's my story. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. You got
you
the
got
players.
a lot of young talent. Yeah, you got the players. You got a lot of young talent coming in. I mean, obviously, Julian Walker going to be able to learn from Dylan Stewart for at least a year. You know what I mean? That's big, being able to get Julian Walker around Dylan Stewart to work with him and just to see what can happen. I mean, I think Julian Walker is going to be good. I've seen a lot of people already, put some crazy expectations out there for him. Not saying that it can't happen, but just kind of got to call. I got to remember it's freshman going into SEC. I mean,
if
things
he plays
change,
and he gives us production, be happy.
Absolutely,
that's what it's about.
Absolutely, and I think he can. I think Walker's
you still got Dodd too, but you got Dodd still there. You still got Quay Dodd. You got some play. All I'm gonna say is this: there are players there. I think with a solid offense, and we start getting that rotation back for defensive wise, yeah, man, that's gonna be good.
It is. So, I mean, obviously, just with the transfer portal, like I said it once, said it twice. You spend a little bit more money. If the playoffs is really where you're trying to be at next year, the money you need to spend it, make it happen. Spend that extra dollar, and obviously it's not an extra dollar, but you know what I mean. Spend that extra money. Beat that team out for this player. Beat that team out for that player, because I'm going to say it. A lot of guys that we got beat out for last year in the portal, and it happened. Well, one or two of those teams are in the playoffs right now.
It's fair. We just got to. I mean, you got to put your money where your mouth is. That's where I look at it.
You do. So, Q, let's go ahead. We'll talk about Randy Clements, man. I mean, that's the offensive line coach. Hey, man, this guy's been doing it for a long time. He's been doing it for a long time. Some nice offensive line over the years, man. Baylor, Houston, North Carolina. I mean, obviously, and some good names out there too, man. I mean, he's put out some good people out there. So another guy has the resume. He's put the work in over the years. You wanted, like I said, Gamecock Nation. You wanted a guy, Power 4 experience. Guess what? He's leaving TCU and coming to South Carolina. So you got it. You got what you asked for.
I agree.
You got what you asked for.
So we got what we need on that, man. We do. We do. So I am happy where we are. We did really good signing day. We did really good with the flip. We did really good with an offensive staff. And now you really get to turn your focus on retaining players and getting ready for this portal. And a couple of places, I think, moving on to what we need to do, you're looking at running back. You're looking at tight end. You're looking at defensive line. You're looking at offensive line. But when it comes to the D-line and offensive line, I don't need bodies. I need fits. I don't need the situations that we had with Nick Sharp, with Nolan Hay. We don't need those situations. Ronnie Newsom.
Boaz Stanley.
Boaz Stanley. We don't need those situations. What I need is offensive linemen that are ready to play ball. That's what I need. Offensive linemen that are ready to play ball. I am a big proponent of Tree and Baugh. Should be starting next year. Shed Surratt should be starting next year. Those three guys should be your starters next year with the development that Clement can do. Those three guys should be starting next year. I genuinely believe that. I want to see what happens, but I genuinely believe those three guys should be starting. And then you go from there. Josiah's going to have to put on weight. He's going to have to put on weight, and he's going to have to get better in the offseason if he plans to be able to do something. I hope Marquis can get healthy, because a healthy Marquis will do wonders. And I think that's a guy that can start at center, honestly. But then you got Darius Gray that's going to come in the summer, and you got Zion Gillis that's going to be here in the springtime. So, or no, in the summer as well, because he wants to finish up playing basketball and stuff. But you got two offensive linemen that's going to walk in that door. That's going to be problems. They're going to be problems. So I'm intrigued to see how this plays out. I'm very intrigued to see how this bad boy plays out. Also, Texas A&M will be returning to South Carolina November 7th. Returning to South Carolina November 7th. I think that game is going to be circled big time. The way we let that one down and when we let them off the hook, that game's going to be circled big time. Big time.
Yeah. It's oh god. I know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's bad, man. That game.
the game that was rough.
Yeah, that was rough. So yeah, but like I said, going back to the hires, I mean, South Carolina, they did what they needed to do, man. And
Mhm.
finally, it's done deal. It's done. Don't have to worry about this anymore. And as Q just said, we got to look at the portal, man. And
Yeah,
a lot of teams right now, they're still struggling to put a staff together. So, like I
there
said,
will be some
be
guys in the
happy.
portal. There's going to be a lot of talent in the portal, just so y'all know. A lot of talent will be in that portal. Hear me when I say that. A lot. A ton of talent will be in that portal. So
Mm-hmm.
it's all about finding the right fits. I think linebackers should be looked at, but I'm a big Donovan Darden fan, Anthony Adson fan. I am a big fan of a couple of guys. AJ Holloway. I think we got some talented guys that redshirted last year that'll be big for us this year. At those talented places, you just want to bring experience in those different things. I think if you keep the main thing, and you don't use the portal as I got to rebuild my whole roster, but use it as I got to fill needs, we're gonna be right where we need to be.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be right there, guys. I promise you. We're gonna be right there. We're gonna be right where we need to be. Hear me when I
Yeah.
tell you that. We're gonna be right where we need to be. We will go to Arkansas, folks. We go to Arkansas, November 14th.
There you go. So, going to Arkansas, old Fayetteville, to go see them call the Hogs.
Which means the last two games will be at Georgia at home and Clemson on the road.
Yep. It does. And for those who don't remember, the last time South Carolina played Arkansas, well, Kendall Browse was the OC at Arkansas as we
And they put
watched
up 44 on. Y'all
KJ
wanted Clayton White.
Jefferson and
Y'all wanted
Rocket
Clayton White
Sanders.
gone. Y'all wanted Clayton White
Yeah.
gone after that game. I just want the record to reflect on that.
I did. I'll never forget. I was watching that game with Xavier McLeod, who's now at Georgia. It's crazy.
Insane.
Xavier McLeod, wow, unreal.
Yep.
Insane. No, so my thing, Q. South Carolina did this last year, and when it comes to the portal, do it again this year. And the portal is find leadership, find seasoned vets, find that. I mean, it's not easy to find Demetrius Knight, right? It's not easy to find a Kyle Kennard. It's not easy. But find what you can because they're going to be there.
They are.
They're going to be there. And that's where I'm at, man. Like, just find that leadership. Find that extra leadership.
I agree. Find leadership. And this year, this team needs to be led by players as well. You need to find yourself. You need to do that.
Don't just pull the leadership out of the portal, but pull it from yourself, guys.
Yeah, that's where you got to go.
Pull it from yourselves. I mean, look, it hurt to see our former players that played at South Carolina back in the 2010s under Spurrier and all that to talk about the lack of leadership, to talk about the lack of responsibility.
I agree.
It hurt to see that this year, and I saw that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that a lot. Obviously, it starts with Shane, of course, but as Q says many times, you can only lead a horse so far, and you can't make it drink. And
I can lead you to the water. I can't make you drink it, folks. I can't make you drink it. And so
these Gamecocks have to find their spurs, man.
Yes.
I'm gonna put it that way. They need to find their spurs.
So pretty much, folks, because I know this is close to the ending for us, but I want you guys to know this and hear me loud and clear. Our schedule next year will consist of a few things, y'all. They're a mixture of, we got a bye week, pretty much 6 games, bye week, 6 games. So I want a lot of people to understand that we got blessed there. I think that's a blessing because there's some teams I saw, their bye week is like week 3. That's going to suck.
Yeah.
You talking about something that sucks, that's going to suck.
Yeah.
So I wanted you guys to understand this is what our schedule is going to look like as South Carolina has now pretty much entered new 9-game SEC schedule. So we play Kent State first, September 5th at home, September 12th at home versus Townsend. The 19th, we're at home versus Mississippi State, so 3 straight home games.
Mm-hmm.
September 26th, we head to Bama. October 3rd, we are back home against Kentucky. And the 10th, we're away at Florida. After that, we get a bye week. And then we're back home for a Tennessee game. Then we head to Norman. We're back home for Texas A&M. Head to Arkansas, back home, and head to Clemson. So, guys, we don't have multiple away games. That's a good look. All I'm gonna say is it's a favorable schedule in my personal opinion.
It really is, because I mean, it's a home away. I mean,
you got 3 straight home, go away. You got a home away. You got a couple home games. I'm good.
That in a while.
I haven't seen nothing like that in a while.
I haven't seen that in a while. I think you'll take that. So I mean,
I'll take
worse.
I'll take it. I'll personally take it. So other than that, FG, I ain't got nothing, man. I think we've covered it, and I think we've done a good. We let the people know.
Yeah, I mean, really, that's really had to talk about the coaching and everything to get the schedule, obviously, and like I said, if you tuning in now, obviously Jalen Kilgore and Brandon Cisse have officially declared for the NFL draft. But I mean, at this moment, Q, there are no surprises that have hit the portal, so
we're good.
That's a win, man. Like that's
what you guys are going to see is we're going to have more spaces, and we're going to have this. So because we're going to make sure you guys are up to date on what's going on. So when we hear some stuff, we'll throw it up. We'll get it right. We'll get it right, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, obviously the big 3 are trending to come back right now. Obviously, Nick Harbor, Lenore Sellers. I mean, they're all expected to be back. Dylan Stewart, of course. I mean, from me listening to his camp, he's supposed to be back also. So, look, the Gamecocks are expected to return their talent, what they're looking for, and what they need. So that's good. And at this point, Q, spring ball can't come quick enough. I mean,
yeah, man, I'm looking forward to the spring this year. I'm excited. Like I was cool last year, but this year I'm really excited about this spring game, bro. I would have just been freshly married, so that'd be cool. Experiencing that with my now will be my then wife at that time. So, my fiance now, but she'll be my wife at that time. So I think it's gonna be fun and immerse ourselves in that. Definitely coming early on in the fall. We want to come for one, either Townsend or Kent State, but we're circling that Tennessee game. Her relatives went to UT, and I think that's going to be a game for her that will have a little more meaning for her.
Yeah.
And I think us hosting a tailgate, I think a lot of my guys will be coming down that want to come see that game. Couple of Tennessee fans and stuff, and I think it'll be a good time for us to host something, FG, and bring the people together, and let's see, because at that point we'll have a really good sample size of where we are, and if Shane's at a good point, that's gonna be a game.
I know, yeah, no, I agree.
What I'm saying. It's gonna be a game.
I agree, 100% agree there. So, look, it's going to be fun, obviously knowing what we've got ahead of us, the off season is going to be crazy. Like I said, the portal is going to be firing. I'm glad where we're at right now, Q, that the coaching staff is in place. We're not even through the middle of December yet. So you can't ask for more, honestly.
You can't ask for more.
You can't ask for more right now.
Cannot ask for more. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, so we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out, and I've said it many times, Q. Get your rest while you can, man, because once you get married, it all changes, my
I know.
friends.
So I've heard. So I've heard. So I've heard.
Been married over a decade, my friend. I can tell you. I can tell
Yeah,
you. It's
I believe it. I believe it. I believe it.
I can tell you.
I believe
Now,
it.
one thing I do want to discuss though before we end the show, obviously, is the Heisman. Right, the Heisman comes out this week, and if I'm not mistaken, right, they they're going to vote. Obviously, Fernando Mendoza, Diego Pavia. My thoughts on Diego's, there, but Jeremiah Love, those guys, they're all up for the Heisman. I will say this is probably the worst Heisman race I've seen in a while. Um, there's really
Close
nobody
to
that
ever.
moves the needle for me. Yeah, it might be close to ever. I will say this: Mendoza has made some serious plays this year to give him that award, in my opinion. And it goes to the best player on the team, our best player in college football. And I don't see how it's not Fernando Mendoza. You're on the best team in college football right now. You have the best odds winning the national title, and you've made those game-changing plays. You beat ranked opponents, which, by the way, Vanderbilt, 0 ranked opponent wins this year. 0. 0 ranked opponent wins.
If I'm giving to anybody, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm giving to Jeremiah Love. He put up some really good stats this year, and I think he was the best player in college football. I mean, he can't control his team. He can't control the 2 losses in the beginning of the season, but he
I
was the
know.
best player in college football. So I'm
I
with
know.
Jeremiah Love this year.
I
If this
just,
is a year to not give it to a quarterback, I think this is the
yeah.
year you do it and give it to Jeremiah Love.
And look, I
If
can
I'm a
understand
voter,
that.
like I would.
Right, right. And no, and I understand that, but I'm going to tell you what's going to happen is, I mean, unfortunately for Jeremiah Love, he plays for Notre Dame. Notre Dame decided, hey, we're going to end our season instead of go to a bowl game because we got left out of the playoffs. We're going to end our season selfishly, by the way. I mean, there are kids that were probably going to play their last year of football this year because they don't have a future in the NFL. Looking at the guy that I believe the transfer from Japan, China, whichever he came from, and his season's cut short. It's done. His career's done, and then he's not going to go to the NFL. So that's unfortunate. That's really unfortunate for that kid. So I think because of that, obviously, and I think the voters are going to feel some kind of type of way about it. Quite frankly, I feel they feel some type of way about what Notre Dame did. They think, hey, we're Notre Dame. We're we're better than you. We're Notre Dame. We should be in the playoffs, and because of that, we're going to go ahead and say no. We're not going to participate in the bowl, and I think that's going to hurt them long term. Outside of just football, in athletics, I think that's going to hurt them. Despite them being Notre Dame, I still think that's going to happen. But it's time. The Notre Dame Irish need to join a conference. It's time. It's time. I think we can all agree on it. It's time for Notre Dame to join a conference, to stop playing the easy schedule, throw Southern Cal in there, maybe UCLA, whoever. It's time to join a conference, Notre Dame. It's time to face the music. If you want to
I
be in the
will say this
playoffs,
though.
join a conference.
It looks like they ain't gonna have no choice because it sounds like ADs are gonna be like, dude, we're not playing you. It sounds like ADs are like, no, you're not. We're not playing you. And if everyone sticks to their guns on that, they're gonna have to do it. They're gonna have to do something.
Well, look. The colleges, the ADs, they have the power in all of this. They can say, hey, we're not going to schedule. Notre Dame's on the schedule. Take them off. We're done. Because if they feel they're high and mighty and above everybody, no.
Mm-hmm. And they're not going to get ranked if they're playing a bunch of G5 teams. It's just It is what it is.
No. They're like, oh, the path is there. No, it's not.
Correct.
It's not. Because if all these teams are playing ranked opponents, the path is not going to be there. It's not going to. Despite what they believe, it's not going to be there.
I agree.
And it doesn't need to be there.
I agree.
It doesn't need to be there. And it's crazy to me how Notre Dame was throwing, they're throwing down, throwing shade at ACC and what they did there. Like, you're not doing yourselves any favors.
Nope.
You're not doing yourselves any favors.
No. They're not.
I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with Notre Dame.
I do. I agree.
going to be really, really interesting. Well, I mean, can we pretty much discussed everything out there in between? The only thing we haven't discussed is Stranger Things, which obviously that's a hot topic for everybody right now. And if you're into the show, you got a little ways to wait till the finale, which is crazy. I
never
can't believe
watched
it.
that in my life.
It's a good show, man. It's a good show. It's a good show, man. We'll just see how it ends, though. And you can go to the movies to watch the ending, by the way, which is crazy.
Yeah,
They're gonna
is
have
different.
it at the movies, yeah, man. So I don't know. I don't know who's gonna, lose it and who's not gonna be on the show anymore. Who's gonna be taken out? I don't know, but we will soon find out. And Q, I'm gonna go ahead and end on a positive note about Nick Immanwori. I want to give him a shout out, man. Potentially up for a defensive rookie of the year right now, the way he's played.
Man, it's been killing. He's been cooking. Proud of him, man. He's played some really good ball, bro.
Yep. People are talking about he's the ghost of Cam Chancellor, which, by the way, he's playing every bit of like Cam Chancellor did in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a terrific comparison. So shout out to Nick Immanwori, the 803. He's never going to forget where he came from. And
never.
Shout out to Nick. Shout out to Nick. So, that's really it, man. Anything else before we wrap it up?
Nah, just like I said, be on the lookout for spaces. Be on the lookout for these episodes because we're going to be covering a lot these next few weeks. That's going to be coming up. We got a lot to cover, so y'all be on the lookout. We're going to be here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Like I said, this off season's get going. Obviously, college basketball. Women's and men's. Obviously we're talking about that, which it's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on, and then not far from now, man, South Carolina's going to switch over from UA to Nike. So that's
looking forward to that in July.
Yep, that's coming too. So get your 50% off your Under Armour right now and all this other stuff if you want. Those places are out there doing that. But guys, we appreciate y'all tuning into the Welcome On Podcast live on Facebook, X, YouTube, facing the show there, checking it out. Appreciate y'all listening to the show on Apple and Spotify. We can catch every replay of the Welcome On Podcast from Friday or that Tuesday afternoon, Friday and Tuesday, because we record every Monday and Thursday. Guys, we will see you next time.
Peace.